Hey, this is Ben Kiowski. I'm the worship pastor, Cypress Creek Church, and we're going to go check out our gear, see what we got going on in there for our worship setup. Hey, come into the worship center, pretty straightforward. We come in and then our sound booth is right here, and this is where the magic happens. So we're going to go check all this stuff out. This is pretty much how it goes every Sunday morning when we have to come in and get things rolling. You just jump into the sound booth here, and everything is pretty straightforward. This is our iMac that we use, and we do all of our projection from there. We use Song Show, and also we have ProPresenter. So depending on who's doing what, we use both of those things. ProPresenter mostly. This is our antiquated Leprechaun board that basically is dying, and so we have this guy right here, which is a temporary fix. It's just our light board, and these are some proprietary Yorkville DMX lights, and we'll show you the other end of that here in a minute. And here is our PreSonus Studio Live, and that gets the job done. Over here in our rack we have a White Instruments Parametric, and that's what sort of balances our room. That's our kind of main EQ. It's a old piece of gear, but it works great. And that's pretty much it, other than here's our patch for our in-ear system. We use the Avium in-ear system, and that's our patch bay for that, and all of that sends up front. This is obviously the main worship center. As you can see up there, we've got projectors, and we have screens that come down. They're on a motor, but we don't actually use that much anymore. We use it with special events. We can throw colors up or do background type of stuff with it. But what we currently use are these 8-inch LED TVs on either side, and they are much brighter and much easier to see for everybody. It's good for production and video type stuff. So that's what we use them for. We have them on stands because sometimes we have smaller meetings in here, and we can roll them around. And so that's pretty much up for that. These we actually do wirelessly. We have HD wireless signal here, and it brings the audio as well. So we bring the audio out and put it into the system to avoid latency. And so we have a couple of bays up here on the stage where we patch everything in, and pretty straightforward stuff as far as all of that goes. This is our SGIs. When we run analog amps, we have SGIs where we can plug those into the electrics and send them to the back room so that we don't have a lot of stage volume. And that's our Avium distribution box. So the deal that you saw back there in the booth, that was our patch. It sends up here via Cat5 to our distribution box. And so each Avium personal mixer hooks into that. And also, if you look up here, this is the other end of those Yorkville LED DMX lights. That's a highly technical install that was done by me, by myself, with lots of zip ties. There is some duct tape involved. It's pretty awesome. But that's a temporary fix until we get a reinstall of a whole new system. That stuff will come down and go into our mobile system, which I'll talk about later. All right, so back here in the closet, back behind the stage, this is where the amps are to power the subs. We have two dual 18 subs underneath the stage, and we're running QSC line arrays on the top. Those are actually powered, and they have a timer. When you don't use them for a certain period of time, they just click off. As soon as they get signal, they turn back on. Works pretty good. Back here you can also see our old dimmer packs, which are over here for the lighting system, and those things are basically dead, and that's why we have to have that kind of stopgap thing we got going on. And this is the old Leprechaun Lightscapes panel back here that also doesn't work. This is how we have to turn on the house lights now. Boo! So we're working on getting that done. Also, if you turn right around and look straight behind you there, that's where we put the amps back there, and we amp those, we mic those up. And that keeps the stage volume down, because as you can see as you follow me out, we can close all of these doors. We have this door right here, and then another set of doors that we can close before we're back out into the actual worship space. One more thing that we have here is everything that comes from the stage. Before it gets back to our booth, it goes into our editing room. This is a place where we can actually do live recording, as this is also our video editing room. And if I had the key for it, that would be great. There we go. And so here we have another PreSonus board that we use. This used to be in our mobile gear, but we've replaced that with a Behringer X32 and also the 32 channel digital snake. And we're also running Yorkville Paraline line arrays on our other system, as well as Yorkville 21-inch subs, vented subs. So that's our mobile system, and it's got the Behringer X32 and all that stuff with it. Same Avium system. So anyway, this is where we do recording. We do kind of studio recording and whatnot. This is our camera. This is one of our cameras that we use to film things. And this is our video editing station. And we really just use it now to put sermons up on the website. We don't broadcast, and we don't put out much other than sermons online. And I kind of like it that way. That's our other video camera right there. And this is my sound treatment for the studio room. These are random pieces of foam out of a box of gear that we bought with drywall screws in it. So it's super high tech stuff we got going on around here. So that's pretty much it. Here's our board for our recording schedule. There's our songs, and there's what we're supposed to record. And that schedule's about a year old. So we have not done any of those things. So that's kind of how it goes. All right. So I don't even really know what this is. Do you know what this is?
I do not know what that is.
This is like, this is literally a DVD player. Like, I think. It doesn't even have HDMI. I don't know. What I do know is that we haven't used this in a decade. So there's that. And I don't even know how this works. All right.